Hey everybody, so I'm going to do a series on creating test generators in Google Sheets. Okay, so you open up a new one and I'll show you what's going on here with this one. I have a finished product and then I'll walk you through how we did it. The first thing I want to say is this test generator, the stuff that I'm showing you, is for teachers to print out for the students. The students wouldn't use this, it wouldn't work because as soon as they type in an answer on here, the problem would change and then it wouldn't match anymore. So I do want to emphasize that this is not a digital product for students. It's for teachers to print out for their students. Okay, so in lesson 1, we are going to make, you could use this. You could take lesson 1 and you can run with it and you wouldn't have to watch lesson 2 or beyond. But we're going to learn 2 functions here to help us make this. So let me show you here. This is what it looks like. I only have 1 question in here. You would just repeat this process and make as many questions as you wanted to. So if I wanted to regenerate this quiz, I press the delete button and you can see a new problem keep showing up. Okay? The answer key will match. So if you see number 1 here, 2 plus 5, we know that that answer is 7. And then we have a hidden sheet. We will hide this at the end. Better make a note to myself to remember to hide it at the end of the video and show you how to do that and how to bring it back if you need it. Okay, I do want to point out that this isn't just for math. You know, if you want to type a question and have an answer, it could work for any subject, any grade. All right, so let's get started here. I have a blank sheet. And the first thing I want to do is make my 3 sheets, excuse me, at the bottom. So my quiz, my answer key, and the hidden stuff. So let me rename this. Rename, this is quiz page 1. Now, if you wanted another page, you would just add another sheet. So you could have quiz page 2, depending on how many pages you want your quiz. I only want 1 because I'm just going to show you 1 problem here, and you can repeat the process. All right, so this will be the answer key. And then this is something that will be hidden because I don't necessarily need people to see this. And when I go to print, it just gets in the way. Okay, so on my quiz, I like to move this column over so that I can number my problems nicer. And then at the end, maybe what you want to do is like at the top here, put name, period, date, all those things you like the students to fill out. I am going to, okay, so I'm going to have problem 1 start here. That way I have enough room for all that information for the students at the top. But I may be like readjusting the size of my columns as I make the problems, so I want to wait till the end to do that. All right. Let's go here to hidden, and I'm going to put that this is number 1. All right, problem number 1, so that if I need to come back and edit anything, I can easily find like what generated problem 1, what generated problem 2, and so on. All right, so what I do here is I number the different problems that are in my test bank. And then I write the problem. Oops, let's do number, then the problem, and then the answer to that problem. Or maybe question would go better here, like if you're writing out an actual question. All right, so I'm only going to put 4 problems in my question bank. You probably want more. 4 can work, but that's completely up to you how many you want in here. And again, I'm going to make these super simple addition problems. So let's see, 1 plus 2. I like it spaced out a little bit. 1 plus 2, 3 plus 4, 5 plus 6, and 7 plus 8. And then next to it, I'm going to put the correct answer. So 3, 7, 11, and 15. Okay, so that's the first thing you want to do is type in all your questions and all your answers. All right, then we're going to come up to our first formula here. So We want a random number between 1 and 4. So we're going to use RANDBETWEEN. And I'm using 1 and 4 here, so 1, 4. If you created a test bank that has, say, 10 questions in it, you would go with 1, 10. All right? So now, based on whatever random number this is, that's the problem and answer it's going to pick up. So now we're on to our second function we're learning today, which is IFS. So equals IFS. So what we're going to do here is say if this cell equals 1, then I want you to grab this problem. But if this cell equals 2, then grab this problem. But if it equals 3, this problem. 4, that problem, all the way down to the end of your list. So I'm going to stop at 4. Obviously, if you have 10 things in your list, you would keep going up to 10. So I'm just going to click on this cell instead of typing it out. If this cell equals 1, comma, then grab this problem, comma. If this equals 2, comma, then this one, comma. If it equals 3, then grab this one. Or if it equals 4, then grab this one, okay? So you would do that all the way up. Enter. And now if you want to test it out, just go to a blank cell and I hit the delete button and you can see that it's changing. Now obviously it would change a lot more. Sometimes mine pulls up the same number quite a few times because there's only 4 to grab from. All right, I want to do the same thing with the answer. So equals ifs, oops, 1s. If this equals 1, then I want you to take this answer. If this equals 2, take that one. That equals 3, that one. And if it equals 4, that one. Okay, so I'll have my question and my answer right next to each other that was randomly generated. Okay, and again, if I go on an empty cell and hit delete, you can see how it keeps changing. All right, so now we could have done that on the quiz page, but I like to have all of my coding here in one spot. That way, if there is something, I don't have to flip back and forth over this. Okay, so here. Now on my quiz, I want to pull that question over. So I'm going to do equals, and I'm going to my hidden sheet, and I want it to grab the problem. Okay, and then on my answer key, same deal. Let me change this. On the answer key, I want it to grab the answer. Okay? And now you can, format this however you want. Like if you want this to be aligned to the left, do that. Put something up here, answer key, whatever. Okay, so now you want to test it, just hit the delete button, make sure everything's working. Repeat this process for as many questions as you want. Let's talk about hiding this. So if you click on the arrow here, you can hide the sheet. So now you only see this and the answer key. So that makes it nice and easy when you want to go to print. I'll show you a few things with print here. First, I like mine on portrait. And I want the whole workbook. So it will give me the quiz and the answer key. Now, you don't want this. This looks ridiculous, right? Cancel. First, I wouldn't want all of these things here. But once I start putting in like name, and you want to go across the top here, and date, and period. Okay, that looks better. And I go to view, show. I don't want to see the grid lines. Okay. Oh, that's the answer key. That's all right. I'm going to grab all this anyway. Let's just copy that. And I'll put it here. I really wanted it for the quiz. That's okay. And then again, view, show grid lines. Don't want to see those. All right, now if I go to print, file, print, and I want the whole workbook, you can see there's my first question. This looks a lot better, right? And then here, I would change this. It wouldn't say that. Maybe it would say answer key, I don't know, like answer key here. And oh, let's do that. So I want to delete this. So this is the answer key. And then here, I'll call this version 1. I'm going to move this, and you can do that. It will still be okay with your problem being there. Actually, let's move this over. Okay, so now what I'm going to do on my answer key is so I know, like if I'm printing out multiple versions at once, I can just change the version number. There we go, answer key version 1. There it is. And then if I change this to a 2, like the problem changes, and I'll know that that answer key goes with it. All right, now if we go to print, there's my answer key. If I do the whole workbook, everything looks nice and neat there. Okay, so that is lesson 1. I hope that you enjoyed this and that you can start making your own test generators. All right, guys, have a great day.